What is going on, you guys? Welcome to Garage Denali. This is Jonathan here. I know it's been a while since I made my last upload. Very sorry about that. Been working on a lot of personal things right now, dealing with a lot of things, and just busy with work in general. But today I'm hanging out with my friend John, and I was hoping to make a video on getting his backup camera installed, so that'd be good content for you guys. But we're actually working on something pretty cool. We're working on his '86 Ford F-150. So what's happening is he's got a distributor set up in there. It's an old truck, and he's actually changing it. He's actually changing it to an earlier '80s F-150 style distributor, a more reliable system, because he's having a couple problems right now with ignition, the truck running, and stuff like that. So I am on my way right now to Pet Boys to buy an ignition coil wire, a coil wire for his distributor, since the one he's putting on right now, compared with the parts that he had on his truck, the wires don't match up. So I'm going over there right now to buy the parts. So that's what we're doing, and then we'll get back to the garage and work on the truck. So let's do it. Alright, so we are here at Pet Boys. We are buying John's part. Is that a real M5, bro? I doubt it. That's not an M5. Alright guys, we got what we came here for. So if we take a look at our box here, this is what we got. It's a coil wire set. So basically they gave us all the wires for all the coils and everything from the distributor. And the only one we really needed was this one. This is going from the main harness to the distributor itself. They didn't sell this individually, so we had to buy all 8 wires in total. So yeah, 27 bucks, not too bad I guess, but it's always good to have extras. So yep, that's what we did here. John's truck is pretty cool. It's an '86 F-150, and he's had it in the family for just about 20 years now, and it wasn't until like probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago or so, he really started taking a lot of care of that truck, took matters into his own hands, you know, because his dad pretty much used it for work. By the time they got it in like '98 or so, you know, it was a pretty decent truck, but his dad used it for work, so it didn't you know, pay close attention to it as far as taking, you know, pristine care of it, because it was for work. You know, most people who have a truck like that don't really care a whole lot about aesthetics or stuff like that. So John has pretty much taken the liberty of restoring it a little bit. You know, it's not a full-blown restoration, but you know, he repainted it, redid the interior a little bit. He's working on some performance improvements, you know, nothing really performance, but, you know, just getting everything working again, getting it running, making it a solid truck. He daily drove it for quite a bit of time, and yeah, now he's got a few other cars like the Crown Vic I did a video on, did a review on. He's got a '96 Cherokee, so I always like to say he's got a decent fleet of cars. So yeah, the truck is pretty cool, 4-speed manual, so you know, something you don't really see anymore today. So it's quite a spectacle. Well, here we are, John's garage. There's this Cherokee with the hood popped open. He was working on this quite a bit too. Nothing to see here, but here's this truck. Obviously this is our old distributor right here, so this is taken out. But yeah, overall not too bad for its age. You can see you got new paint on it. I'll show you the interior a little later, but this is what we're doing. We are essentially downgrading to an older style distributor, but this one's a lot more reliable. So it's a downgrade and an upgrade at the same time. So a bit of an oxymoron there, but yeah, there we go. This is what we are doing right now. So if we look here, this is what they gave me. They sold me, so I guess it's all of them, in case you ever need them for the future, but I guess that's the one you needed? Yep. So there we go, that's the one that goes right onto the distributor. And the other end goes what, to the main harness?
To the coil itself.
To the coil itself, yep, that's what I meant to say. So coil wire from distributor to the coil, just like that.
Okay, now we can turn the engine over.
Well, moment of truth right here. John's about to start it, and we will see what happens. It's most likely going to start, though. Just putting it out there. Pump up the brakes for a second. That is a car. A little bit. There we go. It lives. Pretty cool to see something this old come to life and run. But yeah, there we go. You also notice how much room there is here to work on stuff, and that's one good thing about older cars. You could fit in here with the hood closed if you really tried to, but yeah, we got life. Just like that. This is the interior right here, so you can see he pretty much restored this too. It might be a little dark to tell, but it is a true 4-speed. The fourth gear is overdrive, they call it. But yeah, the ceiling's been redone. I mean, it shows its age, but you couldn't tell this truck has about 170,000 miles on it, so it's pretty clean. Did a pretty good job, and you know, the paint looks presentable too. Paint is pretty good. So this truck was gray before, if you can believe it. And now it's black. He's just restarting it again. He said it was misfiring. Let's find out. Yeah, I guess I can hear it now. It is misfiring. Probably something to do with the timing. Alright, so the problem was the coil wires for cylinders 2 and 4 were backwards. So as you can hear, it's a lot healthier now. It was misfiring because the coils were backwards, or the wires were backwards, but it's all good now. Healthy as ever. So yeah, that's what we did earlier. We swapped out the old distributor along with some of the wiring harness down there. We put in that ignition module right there, that little silver box all the way down there. This is from an older style truck, so like early 80s, 81, 2, and 3. It's a lot more reliable than, you know, what Ford put in for 84, because this truck was having problems just running, and John was able to narrow it down to ignition, and that's what we just did. So we put in older technology, so to speak, but you know, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's what we did here, and of course this is well before electronic fuel injection with ignition coils and all that more modern stuff. So this is real old school for some of you younger viewers on here. So yeah, pretty cool. So right now we're hooking up the timing guns so we can get this baby calibrated. Kill the lights. So what are you shining this on?
So it's going to be shined on the damper.
Watch the belt there.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for?
You see the white marks?
Yeah.
It's supposed to match the one white mark on the teeth looking thing, and we're just about spot on.
You mean on the belt to the...
No, don't focus on the belt. So there's 4 marks total.
Yeah, I see them.
Going from right to left.
Okay.
The 4th mark that's where the mark is top dead center.
Yeah.
And you want to be as, I think the notion is to be as close as it is there, I believe.
Are those 2 different pulleys?
No, that is the, I think that's just one pulley. That's the harmonic balancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as we adjust the distributor, advance the timing a bit.
There we go. Sounds even healthier. So you're looking for that to appear like it's not moving.
Yeah. Now we're going to retard the timing a bit.
Okay.
little past. So we'll just push it back ever so slightly.
John's just ultimately rotating the distributor there. So what is the end goal here you're trying to do? As far as...
Just trying to get the timing corrected so each cylinder fires exactly when it's supposed to.
Right, and as far as what you're looking down there for, what are you trying to see?
Trying to get to that white mark.
Okay.
Get that harmonic balancer mark close to the timing mark on that speed setup.
Right.
That's the objective goal. That's when you know the timing is in sync.
Okay.
We're still like thinking it is.
So we're pretty much spot on then.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Sounds pretty healthy.
Hasn't sounded like this in over 20 years.
Well, there you go. From the man himself. It's as good as it was in 1999. Let's hop in for a second. There we go.
Lights work. It's in about like 950 to 1,000. This truck always loved to run like at that, if you could say, at that RPM.
Right.
But at the same time, the Ford feedback setup was just never right.
Right.
So maybe now I can actually dial it down to about 850. But she seems to be very responsive.
Well, that's what a truck is supposed to sound like. Is the fuel gauge off, or is it actually almost empty?
The fuel sender is a bit funky in this thing. Once it goes under half a tank, it likes to read empty. That is another project for another day.
Right, so there you go. Nice little project truck. It's cool to see something like this come back to life after so many years, when most of these have been scrapped or crashed or otherwise ruined in one way or another. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool.
Some sunshine.
Let's do it. Yeah, so yeah, like John said, this thing hasn't ran this smooth in like 20 years, and I've been with this truck before to junkyards and stuff, and yeah, I guess it was misfiring a little bit, or it wasn't running smoothly or something like that. But after sitting in it for a couple of minutes while he was revving it up, pretty impressed, I won't say much. Sometimes the best mods are just maintenance. You just take care of your car, take care of your truck, and get it running like it was before, especially if it's something of this kind of vintage. And yeah, like it beats the hell out of a lot of stuff that's on the road now, a lot of new cars. So pretty nice. So John's about to back out right now, and we're gonna go for a little trip around the block just to get it running a bit, because it's been sitting for quite a few months. But yeah, there you go. That sounds pretty damn good. It's nice seeing something like this, what do you call it? Retro modded. Something old brought back to life that can be daily driven if you really wanted to. Restamod, that's the word I'm looking for. Restamod looks pretty damn good. There you go. Just gonna hop in real quick. And we're off. Is it not shut? There we go. Oh yeah, I'm sure this one's a lot of fun. This truck's a lot of fun to drive.
She's very responsive.
Yeah, you were saying that throttle is not like how it ever has been before.
I think I just gained 20 horsepower.
Yeah. Talking about gains. There we go. Yeah, I was just saying how when you have a car or a truck of this vintage and you Restamod it, take something that's old for good use, that you can daily drive it, it's a good feeling. So we're at a gas station right now. John's just filling up real quick. And yeah, no, this is pretty nice. Here's a little bit of information maybe you guys didn't know. You obviously got your 3 pedals right there. Your gas, your brake, and your clutch, and then you got your parking brake all the way over there on the left. And then that little cylindrical object right below to the left of the parking brake, that's actually your high beam switch. So yeah, that's how old this truck is. You have to use your left foot to depress that button to get your high beams. So cool bit of history for you right there. But yeah, something like this, you know, that's the thing with cars. Cars get old enough to a certain point where, you know, you necessarily can't daily drive them anymore because, you know, they don't have the luxuries, or they're not as comfortable anymore, or, you know, 100 other reasons. But you know, that's why they got Restomod, where you can pretty much essentially take something like this, you know, bring it into the 21st century more or less. I mean, of course, there's still a lot here that you can't really do about that, but the fact that you can use it every day, that's pretty cool. And you know, it definitely turns quite a few heads. And it's funny because my friend John said he was stopped at a gas station before getting gas, and people have offered to even buy it while he was there. So that's what happens when you start to drive an older car, and you know, you just get such fun out of it. It's a lot of pleasure, and it's pretty cool experience regardless. So we're on our way right now to get some for me to get some B footage for the video. So yeah.
Oh, it's all original. It's a top loader, 4-speed manual. I've never touched it. All I've ever done to it was change the fluid out.
Right.
These things were just really reliable.
What else? What other kind of work have you done on the truck since you've pretty much started restoring it?
Well, brakes was always redone, the wiring, water pump, you know, things of that nature that actually do go out. But everything else, you know, like your spark plug wires, you know, your spark plugs, you know, pretty much any kind of tune-up in general.
Right.
You know, then cosmetics was a big thing. Cosmetics reworked.
How about this 6 Scion? Looks like a Smart. But yeah, no, you know, it doesn't get much simpler than this. Look at that climate control. You don't even have air conditioning in this truck.
No, yeah, it was optional back in '86. So you had to pay extra money for that, and well, you know, this was technically, you know, a working man's truck. So back at that time, you know, they weren't going to spend, you know, a few more $1,000s for something they were going to use, you know, maybe sometimes of the year, especially around, you know, our corridor.
What is the hardest thing you've had to do with this truck as far as fixing, repair?
Probably one thing actually that comes to mind that I remembered again was the rear end, the differential. My spider gear's worn out, and it was very hard finding an actual shop that actually knows how to rebuild them. And I actually upgraded that. I had an open differential, now I upgraded it to a limited slip. So it does handle very nicely, especially when it rains. You know, I have really good grip. So that was probably one of the biggest and most costly repairs that I've done so far.
Right. What do you like the most about a truck like this?
I like it honestly for its simplicity. It's something that you can wrench on over the weekends with a few pals, you know, a few buddies, and you know, have a good time while you're actually fixing something. It's something that the common man can do. You know, it doesn't require any type of computers or anything of that nature. It's all, you know, mechanical, and you can just, you know, get in, wrench on it, and you know, fix it all up. You know.
Yeah. Get a lot of pleasure out of doing that.
Oh, I'm ecstatic right now for sure.
I can imagine. And last but not least, what is the thing you dislike the most about this truck?
I wish, you know, that this truck would have more power. You know, because it was in the mid '80s, you know, emissions was very big then. You know, so, you know, it's to be honest with you, you know, it's very slow. But, you know, but in the other sense, you know, you don't see these around, so it's kind of nice that you still, you know, I can still drive something like this. It still handles and drives perfectly fine, but wish I could have just got a little more power out of it.
Right.
You know?
Yep, I hear you on that. Well, there we go, guys. We got it running, so that's good. That was the biggest problem with this truck, is all that ignition stuff wasn't working for whatever reason, or I mean, the wiring was just old really, and that's really why it wasn't working. Now it's good as new, as if it really did roll off the assembly line 33 years ago almost. So yeah, there we go. Little update for you on that. This is the first time I'm showing you guys this truck, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you something different. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more work with this truck coming later down the road, but for now, it's not half bad. So it's definitely eye-catching, to say the least. So there you go. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief little update video. I thought I'd do something different. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Of course, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Garage Denali. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and take care.